You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. We got a frustrated request, and I understand. So let's get to it here. Aaron, of all the goofy liberal social trends I've witnessed over the last decade, by far the most shocking to me is that I still see seemingly normal people declare their pronouns in. For example, a work email signature. It always looks something like John Smith, he, him. It's nowhere near the majority of people, but I see it often enough that it bewilders me. In my adult life, we've seen liberals start riots, decriminalize shoplifting, express their smug obsession with race and gender constantly, and the list goes on. Don't forget shit in the streets. All that still doesn't surprise me as much as seeing him, her, or she, her next to someone's name on an email or LinkedIn page or social media. And these aren't baristas, they're professional office workers making gobs of money. Are they really, though? Here's my assessment. Please tell me if you agree and if I'm missing anything. Pronouns are absolutely pointless. Yes, they are. This is the classic emperor has no clothes. You're not wrong. Step one, am I crazy? No, you're not. Thank you. Move on. You're right. They serve no purpose. I'm going to get to the purposes, the ulterior, evil, pointless, worthless, subversive type of purposes they serve. But yes, to normal functioning people, they serve no purpose. The vast majority of the time, the he, him is clearly a biological male, and she, her is very obviously a biological female. Anyway, regardless, no one has the right to tell me how to talk. A pronoun is, by definition, something that someone else will use in a conversation to describe you when you are not part of that conversation, right? Because you say, you agree, don't you, Bob? Not, he agrees. Pronoun is by definition something that someone else will use in a conversation to describe you when you are not part of that conversation. So, ironically, those people are never even going to hear their beloved pronouns spoken to. It's comical. Agreed. You're right. With that said, I think I know what's going on. Pronouns are essentially the membership card into the liberal club. It's like flashing your Costco card to the greeter at the door. The pronouns are also a way to virtue signal. Predictably, it's mostly women who declare their pronouns, probably because they can't resist doing something trendy and political. Oh, sir. Women conforming to trends? Sir, I'll have you know many women who wore poofy bangs for no reason whatsoever, or did the cold shoulder treatment. Yeah, cold shoulder is a fashion. Look it up. Women don't follow trends, sir. Certainly not to be popular. How dare you? Predictably, it's mostly women who declare their pronouns, probably because they can't resist doing something trendy and political. But it's still amazing to me how many men got on that bandwagon, too. My theory is that the liberals know that it accomplishes absolutely nothing practical, but their ulterior motives make it worthwhile despite how insane they look. Am I wrong? No, generally, you're not wrong. It is not a membership card to get into the liberal club. And as is many things in terms of sociological phenomena, it's not one thing or another. It's kind of a group of things. So it's a good question to sit down and kind of think, okay, what are the purposes of pronouns? And there's no practical, useful, productive uses for the pronouns. It is always an ulterior and evil and worthless person use it. There are purposes, but they're for ulterior and evil and bad. Generally not good purposes, but let's go through a first couple things. All right, first, it's a fealty test. It's a test of loyalty. And in short, will you obey without questions? In other words, will you subserviate your individual will to the collective? And as from an individual perspective, like you looking at, like, no, fuck you. No, I'm not getting in the cattle cars. No, that's there are only 4 lights. Whatever the example you want to use. However, in the realm of business and employment and politics as well, your employer really wants to know, okay, are you going to subserviate yourself to the good of the company? And a lot of times it ain't even the good of the company, because the good of the company would be making right decisions in the long-term profitability of the firm. And we can see where this fealty test inevitably does fail. It's not about I could see there's a line of logic where wanting an employee to demonstrate fealty and to subserviate their individuality to the collective because you're running a business, the business is a team, and you kind of in a certain sense like sportsmanship. No, you got to take one for the team. Um, and there's also the efficiency of leadership. Like, I don't have time to argue with you. Please do what I fucking tell you. You know, this is the chain of command in the military. So there is times where, hey, are you going to subserviate your individuality to the collective? And as an employee, you kind of have to. As a soldier, you kind of have to, because we work as a team and we need to accomplish this. However, that assumes the leadership and management of the company is competent doing this kind of shit test for uh good reason, like, hey, are you gonna join our team here or what? It's evil in one sense. That's a hypocritical lie. Like, are you gonna, is that a she her, you could refer to them as their pronouns? Whereas you can just say, look, dude, we need you to work extra time and we need to know if you're on board and, being honest. Or the military, you take an oath to defend the country to death, that kind of thing. It's a little more forthright and honest. This is a little bit dishonest, but in the best possible light. This could be used as a test. Hey, we're here to run a business. Will you subserviate your individuality to help out the whole? And if the company is running a profitable organization, a profitable operation, and you're compensated, I can see a practical reason for using pronouns as a test of fealty. But it's not. It rare, if at all, it really is, and you could see this amply demonstrated in the video games that are being made now, where they talk about toxic positivity, where no sanity, no questions about the real world or the practicality of a product being made is allowed, because the ulterior motive of a company or some of these companies is no longer profit. It's politics, which is not sustainable, which is why these companies will be going bankrupt and they're losing money and their stock prices are going down and all that. Regardless, in the best possible scenario, I could maybe see it where it's like, okay, will you pledge fealty to the organization? Will you pledge honor and commitment to the Communist Party? I will, comrade. Good, you're one of us. You belong to us now. Now we can use you as an asset because we know you're not going to, one, you're not going to stand up to us. You're not going to question us, but you're going to be a better slave. You're going to be a better cog. You're going to be a better employee. If it was towards profit motives, okay, maybe I could see it. But right now, in a modern day um, fealty test, yes, the pronouns are you a leftist? Do you think like us? Because first and foremost, we must all be leftists in this organization. And if you're not, well, then you can't be here. There's also an element of like, are you going to rock the boat? Kind of like that. And just so you know, this isn't new. I mean, look at all female fashion. The 80s poofy bangs. Are you going to poof your bangs? Oh, Trisha's not poofing her bang. No, it's backstabby, mean girl bullshit. Nothing good comes of it. I'm sure maybe there were some bioevolutionary survival reasons women, are we all in the, oh, okay. I mean, you've seen that picture of the girls with the white straw hats and the white sweaters and the blue jeans and the brown boots. They they want conformance and compliance so they can act as a hive and a unit. Some efficiencies might arise from that, but pronouns, there's no practicality. That's yeah, fine. There might be a fealty test, or you're going to rock the boat test, and that's why a lot of men and women will do it. Like, I don't want to rock the boat. I just want to be a good little Minnesotan. Okay, I'll let you obey some more. Because why? I need this company. I need this job. I need this system. But yeah, when the purpose is leftist politics, which is it's a ideology, a philosophy of parasitism, sustainable parasitism, which it is not. That's what the ideology is, but parasitism is not sustainable. Uh, yeah, this just becomes really like, are you on our team? One could say it's ego of the people who lead it, like, you need to obey, you need to admit, you must bow. So there's like a power control kind of deal thing going on there too. But yeah, will you forfeit yourself? Will you serve the collective? Will you serve the collective goal? The collective's goals, which in this case is leftist politics. Interestingly enough, not profit or sustainability. So that's the one I'd say key role you see it happening, psychological reason you see it happening in businesses today. Pop kind of close to it, but more on a human psychological condition. Are you sending the signal that you want to be one of the cool kids? Are you trying to be popular? Oh yeah, I totally want to be in, guys. Yeah, totally. I'm with the team. Yeah, yeah. And again, no different than poofy bangs or cold shoulders. No different than you boys rolling your jeans back in the day. No different than tattoos or a crazy hair color, girl. Oh my, OMG, you girls. It'd be one thing if you just did it like, yeah, we're popular. It's another thing like, I'm doing it because I'm edgy and independent. It's like, don't be a hypocrite on top of it. Just say you're the Borg man. Just say it. And there's a weird, sick, disgusting aspect of human psychology where if you don't belong, you don't try to belong, they will beat the shit out of you. I remember getting in fights because I didn't have Nike high tops. I had Velcro shoes. Fuck middle school and fuck middle schoolers. So again, it's not new. It's just I guess people never grew up out of middle school, and now this is adult middle school. So it's like, oh my god, OMG! Even preceding this, larger corporations, the United Way would come in and ask for donations and people kind of strong arm the employees. And the money, if you look where the not the United Nations, the United Way, money goes to dumb shit, leftist causes that they never solve. But that's every charity. So, yeah, so that's old school. Just you want to be popular, don't you? Then it is virtue signaling for worthless people. You're some worthless HR marketing journal left. I mean, here the capacity you're talking about in work would be played on LinkedIn, but you mentioned social media as well. This is just rank and file virtue signaling for worthless people. Most worthless people have not, they're worthless. They have nothing in life. They don't have a real job. They don't contribute any real economic production to society. They don't produce anything of value. They don't work out. They don't achieve excellence in some other way, whether it was like physique or art or maybe just a really good dad or really good mom. Maybe you're a good mechanic. You maintain your home. They are above all else ruled by fear of labor. They are deathly afraid of work. But I think maybe I get to an axiom here. I don't think the human mind can exist without knowing it has some kind of worth. But the supreme fear is of labor for these people. So they're not going to work. So they got to lie, which is why everybody now is so up their own ass about traits they were born with. It's like, yeah, but you didn't do anything to whatever be female or do anything to be black or do anything to have, you're left-handed. But they just all about them. Or, like, well, wait, what about white guys? Well, they go, oh, I have the autism. I have Asperger's. Oh, I'm totally not straight. I'm whatever you want me to be. So I too can claim to be something of a trait. I mean, everybody, not everybody, but every group of people is guilty of this. Everyone. And so, I do the popular thing. I mean, kind of think of it in another way. I mean, again, we've always been doing this. Why does a man buy a fancy value, a high expensive car? Why does a man buy a sports car or a luxury car? It's not for transportation. And it's not to make yourself rich. That's not it. Because if you wanted to be rich, you wouldn't buy your money on expensive cars. You get a sensible car and then you'd have the money. Being rich, you want to signal the virtue of wealth to other people. Look how wealthy I am. That's one thing I always get a kick out of girls. Like they're looking for a guy with a fancy car or whatever. I'm like, that guy has a $500,000 car. He ain't got no $500,000. The guy with the Toyota over there, whatever, some kind of 12-year-old car Toyota. He has the Toyota and then he's got $500,000. He has the wealth. He's rich. But that's so it's virtue signaling and we have an increasing amount of worthless people. People who just do not contribute anything to society. And so now it's like, hey, if you put on the mask, you're a good person. I'm not a good person. Why those people were also very vehemently against anyone who was like, I got some concerns about that. Um, Very sanctimonious because they had nothing else going on in life. So when you see, oh my God, I pronoun and I totally care. There's the meme. White girls without 5 minutes of attention. It's a bunch pictures of a bunch of white girls that during the Black Lives Matter riots had like painted their face black or put BLM or Black Lives Matters on their face. They don't give a shit about black people. They want attention. That's what it is. They have no value, none. None. One could argue the entire uh, TikTok world is just virtue signaling or whoring for attention. But there's not one of them that like, are you an accountant? Are you a truck driver? Are you a taxi cab? What do you do? Do you do anything? No, you're just a worthless piece of shit trying to be you're trying to be popular and get synthetic value by being popular in a digital online middle school for adults. Like, fuck, this is why these people are so fucking worthless. It is value for worthless people unto themselves for them to get others to kowtow to them. So there are worthless people who just want to like, oh, see, I'm saying the right thing. And then there are people who claim to be of whatever aggrieved group or, oh, I'm offended. Like, okay, you must use pronouns. You must respect my pronouns. Speak to the individual people who like insist on pronouns or actually believe in it. Again, but they are worthless people, but they need to get value from you. And one of the ways they can do that is make you kowtow to them and use their made up pronouns. That's what it is. Now, does this mean there aren't transitioning people or people might be gender confused? No, not at all. But like I'll give you, I have many gay clients. Best friend is gay. Not one of them had these or me, him. There was none of that bullshit. You know what they were? They're just normal people who weren't straight. And they had other really, they're some of the most successful clients I've had. Like, boy, these are some nice problems you have here. They're very successful. Why? Because okay, they like dick, but they're like, no, and I wish I could tell you what they did, but these are very highly accomplished, intelligent people. They just happen to be gay. It's only worthless people like again the brown eye thing. How much of a fucking worthless piece of shit would I be? I'm like, you have to do brown eye, but you got to respect my brown eyes. Oh my god, you didn't acknowledge my brown eyes. Oh my god, I'm left-handed. I'm not left-handed, but again, I'm left-handed. Really, what? Why not start putting L? Like, can we do an L sign? Oh my god, left-handed people are so oppressed. Which in kind of a way they are because the world really is made for right hand. This is why what's his name? Um Flanders came up with the leftorium. That's never mind, you guys want it was a joke. Um this is for them to get you to power trip over them. This is for them in their minds. Like, it doesn't make any sense to get like you have to acknowledge them. You have to kind of pledge fealty to them. Ooh, look, I got the straight guy to do the thing. Ooh, if you think I'm joking, I guarantee you, ooh, we got the straight white males to do the thing. Ooh. Okay, that's a victory in your world, huh? Like, yeah, but you don't do anything. And it's just rank old power trip. It's sick. It's fucked up, sick, twisted shit. Like, I don't care to I don't want you to acknowledge my brown eyes. You must acknowledge my brown eye or your blue eye, not brown eye privilege. You hazel eyed people must acknowledge. Like, no, man. I got brown eyes. I've never thought about it. Never thought about it. I just, I'm like, I want you to acknowledge if there was something I want you to acknowledge me, it's my works and my accomplishments. It's like, hey, buy a book. Someone, I mean, really, someone would say, Aaron, would you prefer someone say you got nice brown eyes or buy your book? Buy my book. Just buy my book. Yeah, that would be better. Would you prefer money or someone to say, boy, those brown eyes are dashing? Just give me the money. Just give me the money. Because I actually worked at putting a book together or a course or whatever. But if you're too lazy to work, if you have nothing in life to point to, like, oh, I did that thing. Oh, wow, you're a good carpenter. You're a good musician. You're a good mom. If you got nothing to point to because your entire life is work avoidance, now here you get to glom on. Well, let's not also talk about this. Envy. Oh, yes, absolutely. Normal people, well, maybe not so much today, but in the olden days, normal people went out and worked and supported themselves. And if you work and you work hard, you tend to be more successful than people who don't. And it absolutely is envy. Those rat bastards, they got more than me. Well, it's because they work my shut up. I'm going to make them use pronouns. That'll show them, like, okay, yeah, victory lap for you. In other words, people who insist on you using their pronouns, you're not going to be finding no engineers or doctors or surgeons, but you will find doctors and surgeons and other varied sorts of accomplished people who happen to be not straight, wouldn't go with traditional gender dynamics or whatever else have you. But that's because they're people. They're human beings who have accomplishments, thoughts, they have a mind, and they want you to interact with them, not their fucking color of their eyes, what unit they got down below, what unit they like to lick. You know, that because it's how boring is your life, man? You must acknowledge I'm left-footed. Okay, you're left-footed. Ah! And then finally, in the general vein of middle school popularity, this is just another business fad. I don't know if you've noticed MBAs and business schools and leadership. They're really dumb. Engineers and scientists and hard work in the past, technological investment has made it that running a business is pretty common sense. There's elements of creativity you need if you want to come up with a new product or new ways to do things. But nearly all people that go into business leadership, MBAs, business majors, and all that, do so because they are lazy and talentless. And you get and in addition to that, you get ahead in large bureaucratic organizations by conforming, not performing. And business majors, I mean, it's like the perfect storm. You have someone who's too lazy to actually do engineer work or actually do the hard work, or lack the intelligence to be creative and actually lead or expand exponentially a company. They just want to get their executive compensation, but without any kind of work. But it also happens to work very well in a large bureaucratic organization where you conform, you do not perform, you do not rock the boat. You do not outshine the master. You convince all the higher ups that they're great no matter what, even if they're wasting $400 million like Sony did on one video game. One. That's how you get ahead in these organizations and systems. And kind of similar to the pledging of fealty, leadership, especially of my generation, especially and younger, obviously. This is the latest fad. So it's popular. It's popular. In the olden days, it was your carbon footprint. And then it became organic or fair trade. And then I remember when Chipotle, the smug assholes they are, they were the first ones to separate the garbage between trash and recycling and composting. My goodness, here's the salmonella. And they just don't want to do good product at fair prices, I always say. And now what is it? Okay, it's ESG, DEI, corporate culture, corporate family. The other one, what the hell is the subscription services? Okay, everything's a subscription service. You want power steering on your BMW, you got to pay for it every month. They don't have anything intelligence or worthy to contribute in terms of actual leadership and pioneering a company to greater heights. All they have is conformance and obedience. And so when the new fad comes along, oh my God, pronouns. Everyone, I want to use pronouns. Oh my goodness, look at what a leader I am. If you don't believe it, go to the den of business management. Go to LinkedIn, read any of the articles. It's all Orwellian corporate gobbledygook speak. It's all nonsense. And so all of a sudden, oh my God, I forgot which one we're talking. Not ESG. Oh, pronouns. Everyone put pronouns on it. Oh my God, pronouns. Yeah. Show me in organizations that's headed up by people with an MBA or a master's in public health or a master's in whatever. And I'll show you an entity that their cutting edge leadership is pronoun usage. So there you go. So that's why I think you see pronouns in the employment world so much. Because the nature of employment is like, well, we got an entity, there's a hive. You do need to serve the hive. You have to sacrifice your individuality, and these are just tests to see whether they get you to obey and conform. And then there's some sick, twisted motherfuckers who got nothing else going on in life. They're like, oh my God, I'm such a good person, I'm such a good person, and you pledge fealty to me, acknowledge me. And you know how you solve this? You have nothing to do with people. Let me explain to you. Not only the productive members of society, but the sane members of society just refuse to have anything to do with these people. You're on a dating app, you see someone listing their pronouns, it doesn't matter, male or female, you don't give that person your time. This is somebody, it's almost a tell that at best they're a conformist and they're not a unique, independent-minded person. And at worst, they're a worthless person who's like trying to find value in valueless, toilless, workless. They have no work ethic. Show me someone with pronouns on their dating profile. I'll show you someone with student loan debt that's never going to get paid off. I'm going to show you someone who didn't major in engineering. The pronoun, it's kind of a blessing, purple hair. Probably don't want to date that person. A shit ton of garbage in the back of their Buick Regal, the 2008 Buick Regal. Probably don't want to date that person. Probably don't want to have anything to do with that person. Somebody who, I'm trying to think, because I understand if you're a normal person and you're working for a company and say, we got to do pronouns. At that point, look, this nightmare could end if all you productive people said, fuck you, I'm not doing that. And you left. But no, you kowtowed because you have mortgages and families and children and cars and all that other shit. But it would just end. It's like, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing it. No, I'm not. Or you're interviewing like, no, I'm not doing it. I have a friend who he was interviewing, and sure enough, there were pronouns and the person he had to interview with, and you're like, no, no. And that's what you should do. It's what do you need? The skull and crossbones to tell you not to go there? Do you need the biohazard sign to let you know that these are people you don't want to deal with? And the sooner you all say, look, the sooner I gotta give them respect. The sooner you get a little bit of self-respect like Gen Z and say, fuck you, no. We're not coming in unless you pay a living wage. You start lying until you say, no, we're not doing pronouns. No, I'm not coming into the office when it's a white collar job that can be done from home. Until we all kind of start standing up to them and saying, no, we're not doing it. It's going to continue on. Now, this is why I find the video game industry so fascinating. I think it's on the cutting edge because it's creative industry. And you're starting to see, well, not starting, it's been that way for years with Disney. You are seeing the, it's not just pronouns. You are seeing the pronoun people, let's just say, the pronoun ideology, the woke ideology, causing tremendous losses because it has no bearing or basis in reality. You are seeing the effects, the destructive effects of putting impractical politics ahead of reality and profitability. And I think Ubisoft will probably be going bankrupt here shortly. Disney, now they got other sources of income, but the Star Wars and Lucas brand film is pretty much worthless now. No one wants anything to do with it. You've ruined that. You're starting to see that there are real world consequences to what just putting it's not only impractical, but just isn't based in reality. And it's ultimately a selfish, petty, childish, irrelevant, worthless is ultimately what it's a worthless ideology that has no value to anyone else. You're putting that ahead of reality, and you're starting to see what the effects are. So there is an end. There will be, and the money will run out. You can try your communism here in the United States. The food will run out. We'll have a big old reset button. You'll find out. But what is not sustainable will cease to exist and will be no longer. And you just nice little microcosm of that happening. This doesn't mean you don't appreciate employees of different whatever sexualities, gender, whatever, fine. And maybe on a small scale, you do a little bit of maybe, but I don't know. I kind of liked it where it's meritocratic. Like, can you do the fucking job? Come on in and let's make a shit ton of money. And here's your raise because we made a shit ton of money. It's a very childish, selfish, and petulant little ideology they have. And it's ultimately not sustainable. And all you got to do is refuse to participate in it. And that's what millions, hundreds of millions of video game players and moviegoers have done with the woke leftist absolute horseshit products that have come from this mentality. So that I know you're angry. It's so absurd and stupid. And on a level that it's evil. It is, because it's an ulterior motive to basically put you in a compromised position. Are you going to subserviate yourself? But at the end, it's not sustainable. So, and you can have standards. You could just say, no, I'm not buying that game. No, I'm not good at Chipotle. No, you got some ridiculous political sign up. I don't even if it was conservative. No, you got a religious sign up. No, I'm not going to go there. How about you make a fucking sandwich? Or Starbucks, when this is long ago, they started giving out cups like saying, "Let's have a conversation about race." Hey, bitch, how about you make me my fucking cup of coffee and shut the fuck up? And even another thing, and you guys say Starbucks, they started eating their own. They're not going through good times because I guess something with Palestine. But you can't have a group of parasites working with a group of You can't have an organization of parasites. It just doesn't work. And that's what you get. So just don't join the organization of parasites. Don't go into debt. Don't major in dumb shit. Don't have kids you can't afford. Don't be in such financial destitution that you need a job. And if push really comes to shove, you say, Aaron, okay, the only job that you got to list your pronouns or you got to go apply for welfare. Guess I'm applying for welfare. Go fuck yourselves. I'm not going to play your fucking games. Fucking dealt with a bunch of cocksucking bankers. There's no housing bubble. You're a bad team player. Fuck, I'm done. I'm done with the baby boomer lying. I'm done with corporate lying. No. Do you want me to be a good analyst or not? Do you want me to be a good programmer? You do? Fine. We got a meeting and we got to learn about oppression. No, I don't. You go have fun with that. You just say no. All right, let's go to the super chats here. Really big, small, $5. Saw a bathroom company propaganda placard above men's urinal today. The benefits of being positive over being negative. It's a list and it's BS. Positive bathroom company benefits of being positive or being negative. Like in terms of attitude or like an STD test. Like even that would piss me off. Like, okay, let's go way back. Let's go way back to corporate mind game bullshit. Do you remember the motivational posters? Do you like them? No. You know why you don't like them? Because it's corporate America trying to lie to you. You just got to get the right attitude. If you would just sell your children into slavery, Josh Fluke covers this beautifully on his channel. You should go watch him. But I think that's what you're saying, like positive sayings. Like, no, fuck you. It's propaganda. At the end of the day, you just want more work without more pay. That's it. Really big, small. $2. If you're rich without friends, who cares? Popularity wins. No, but you don't have friends. If you're popular, you don't have, well, maybe you do, but popularity doesn't mean friends. It just means people like the way you look or you dress, especially here in the United States. Now, if you're popular among cool people, like he was popular among his men in war, okay, you must have done some pretty good shit. But modern day America, whether it's the office or middle school, no. So, I don't want to be popular in the office. Ferdinand Bardmau, 5 Canadian. What is Cappy's opinion of Gen Z's Hagma God, do I have what is this? Hagmaxing. Is the act of young men dating and marrying older women. Well, I don't know if that's I mean, men have done that. I mean, what do you mean by older? Like, I mean, when you say hag, I mean, what, like an 80-year-old woman? Yeah, you're not doing it because you want to. I mean, it's no different than being a gold digger in that case. Which even that, I don't care. You're all adults. You do what you want. Your dating life ain't my business. Um, what's a hag to Gen Z? 32-year-old woman? What? I mean, really, what? um, yeah, it really depends on how old, but I guess it wouldn't matter how old. I don't care if you want to go to the nursing home and get some free money. Go ahead and do it. But if you're physically attracted to the gal, I don't care. It's all you, man. It's all you. Drew, $5. Being told I had to commute in for pronouns and gender neutral. Oh, that's right, Drew. I remember this. General neutral bathrooms was a final straw. Everyone be like Drew. Everyone be like Drew. My old job hired consultants to convince us to commute. Yep. Everyone should be like Drew. Bye. Drew, $2. Do you think this pronoun BS will die out? No, I think it'll be kind of like masks. There will be some remnant group of people that do it. Um, DEI will always be here. I mean, they might rename it something, but it'll always be here. But today, 2024, October, fall 2024, you're seeing businesses wake up to the fact or being reminded of the fact that they have to make money or they won't be around. You have to serve the people. You cannot serve a group of very loud activist whiners and complainers. So they're going to and they got to extract themselves from. There's going to be a lot of discrimination lawsuits because they hired a bunch of parrot. You invited Dracula into your house. Now you get to pay the price. I think there'll be some clever things they do, but it will not die out, but it will lessen, and there will be a distinct minority of losers, and it will have a stigma attached. It already does. I mean, anyone who's slightly intelligent will avoid it. But like poofy bangs. I'm sure there's some gals out there that have poofy bangs, but they don't do it no more. Drew, $2. Employees use pronouns to suck up to management. Right. No, it's a fealty test. It's like, how is it any different than like, hey, this weekend we're gathering around for wings and here's a shirt and come on down. How is it any different? How is it getting an MBA? Jesus, an MBA is worse than the pronouns. Well, if you gotta get promoted, you need an MBA. You gonna pay for it? No. Oh, no, I'm not gonna do it then. Oh, you're not a team player. Drew, $2. Also, the forced equity presentations drove me nuts. Yeah, and you had a unique situation, but you planned your escape. You got out. Andre Dekyarev, is that right? My pronouns are I'm out. Drew, $2. I wonder what happens if you refuse DEI classes. They might fire you, but I think you should, white people, especially white men, especially straight white men, but I guess any one of the three, you should start bringing lawsuits against them. I was wrongfully terminated because I refused to take DEI classes. I mean, the fact that there is DEI classes, if you get a PowerPoint in there that says, oh, white people can't be, no, only white people can be istrophobes. Yeah, I think there might be some lawyers out there. Another thing, if you want to accelerate this, yeah, go start some lawsuits against them. I have an idea. I can't really say what it is. I have an idea. There are some organizations that are slowly starting to do it, but no, you just anytime that's look, stop, not stop. Start having some self-respect. Like right off the bat, like, here, you want to starve some people out? Go in. Is there any DEI or any of that other kind of bullshit here? I mean, don't say bullshit. Yeah, do you do this diversity inclusion thing? Or is it meritocratic here? That's a perfectly honest. All right, no, I'm not interested. And also, shock, it's still a majority white country, I know. But there's a significant percentage of the population. I mean, if two-thirds of the population just stops working, what the fuck do you think's going to happen? But I got a mortgage and I got this and well, that's you then. But yeah, you probably get fired. And then you probably happen is they would give you a severance package and hopefully you go away. But it really depends in how they handle it and all that. But why even get to that point? Don't In other words, don't take a job like, look, you do any diversity inclusion shit here? All right, do I got to take ESG? And along the same lines, do I have to participate in corporate family events? All right, you're like, you got a great corporate culture. Look, I'm just looking to work a job and go home. Oh no, we need, like, when I worked at the bank, like, well, you're a public figure. You're going to be known in the community, so we're not too sure about you teaching dance classes. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. Do you want an employee or do you want someone to suck your dick? Which is it? I'm only going to be an employee. I'm not going to suck your dick. Nonstop Dre, $2. Cappy's pronouns are Carlson Honor Alumni and Dog Beater. Sam Whiskey, most American name in America, $10. These are the same companies that will embrace an opportunity economy. Oh, these companies will fire your ass in half a second. Absolutely. Look, guys, the larger. Do you want to stay in middle school? No, you don't? Okay, then you need to become self-employed. You have to either become self-employed, which we've been saying this for over 10 years. You need to become self-employed or so highly skilled. Do you think brain surgeons deal with this shit? Like, dude, if I was a brain surgeon and it's time for diversity and inclusion, like, not for me, it ain't. not today, not ever. You go have someone else, all right, but not me. Well, I guess those brain surgeries go on perpetual hold. You can go ahead and fire me. Mark Magana, $5. Old cars are fine, but I won't rent to anyone with a filthy car interior. Interesting rule. Never thought about that one. And I apply that rule to dating too. Yes. Cleanliness says a lot about a person. Yep. Punctuality does too. Sam Whiskey, $5. Employees now use pronouns on emails just to be an employee of the month. Just don't use pronouns. Guys, you guys are all asking me, should I rub my crotch in the pissed off pit bull's face? Okay, this is what you're asking me. Should I rub my crotch in the pissed off pit bull's face? No, thou shalt not rub thine crotch in the pissed off pit bull's face. Okay, that's all I'm asking you to do is don't put your balls into a pit bull's mouth, all right? Potato sauce, 5 Australian. Been seeing more pronouns and emails that might work. It really separates the worthless people from the productive ones. Right, it does. It really does. It also makes a good list of people you don't want to be your friends. Oh my God, Chad Hawkins. CPA, $2. I think Clary's pronouns might be some and problem. I'm handling them though. I'm handling them. All right, that's it. Yeah, guys, I just have a dream like the captain in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly to have the bridge blown up. I just have a dream that before I die, I start seeing you all saying, no. I see it like Gen Z. Gen Z's, no, we're not working unless you pay us. And just seeing everyone saying, nope, we're not doing the DEI thing. We're not. We're brothers and sisters of different races. You can join us too. Say, no, I'm not doing that. No, that actually is sexist and racist. It's stupid. It's creepy. I'm not doing the pronouns. Join us. Work for a better future America, corporate America. I just want to see people say, no, we're not doing it. And then corporate, we can't find anyone. It's already kind of coming true with Disney and video game industry and movies losing billions of dollars. It's already kind of coming true. I just love to see, like, we can't find anyone. We can't find anyone. Dixon Steele, $2. You gonna watch the Minnesota debate tonight? No. What is the debate? Is it for governor or something? What? I don't watch politics. I don't control it. I vote and that's it. I've done my share. I no longer care. What do we got? Link below. If you want to understand the insanity and not let it get to you too much. If you're pissed off about this, don't be pissed off. Get the book, Enjoy the Decline, Accepting and Living with the Death of the United States. And then also one that you should enjoy is called Sanity is the Future of Wealth. If these people who are not trans, gay, lesbian, whatever, there are the straight people who are faking it for attention, which is a significant percentage of the people you see on the internet, or just losers who think that virtue signaling through pronouns, these are not mentally healthy people. And you are going to find out, if we're not there already, that the truly rich people are going to be the ones who are saying, who know, no, I am not going to go and work for your company when you have DEI meetings. Or no, I'm perfectly normal and a healthy male, not wanting to fuck fat chicks. And no, I'm not going to whatever other stupid tests and hurdles they have. No, I'm not going to follow my heart and the money will follow. I'm going to make logical, rational choices in the real world and accept them. You'll be wealthier than everyone else who lives in La La Land because sanity is a commodity, which will be the true, and I think ultimately final measure of how wealthy you are. And Dixon Steele, $2. I mean, the debate with straight guy Tim Waltz. No, I don't. No, he's going up against Vance. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to watch the self-hating, America-hating white guy from Minnesota, or other words, just Minnesotan, argue with the guy who served in war, wrote a book, doesn't hate America. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later. Toodles.